और पहले ही एग्जाम एसएसटी का है। आ तो रही हूँ, कितनी आऊँ? गाइस कल मेरा पेपर है एसएससी का, सोशल साइंस। गाइस होमवर्क नहीं कर रही अब, मेरे को रखना है क्योंकि कल मेरा एग्ज़ाम है, इकोनॉमिक्स, हिस्ट्री एंड ज्योग्राफी, हमारी प्रिंसिपल साइंस। जी बोलिए। नहीं, बार बार एक ही शब्द मत बोलो। बार बार एक ही शब्द मत बोलो। गाइस तुमको मेरी हालत और मेरी शक्ल से पता लगा कि तो कैसे है। बहुत अच्छी हो। और डोंट से प्लीज 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 डोंट से हेलो पढ़ने वाले जी यार, हाँ यार, यार हाँ। नकली साइका का पता नहीं, लेकिन असली ज़रूर आई है। जी नहीं, लगता तो नहीं हो भाई, दुखी हो, सच में नहीं लगता। That you are दुखी, that you both are दुखी। जी गाइस एग्जाम आ गया है, आ लिया नहीं कल एग्जाम आ लिया है। लाइब्रेरी यहाँ मार दिया, मैं मस्त चीज़ है। एक बार मिल जाती लगा देती है तो नहीं। मैं सब कुछ भूल जाती हूँ ऐसे कैसे। मेरा फोन कहाँ से गिरा, ठीक हो गया भाई फोन से थोड़ा। सब्सक्राइब करो गाइस, और मेरे को पढ़ने दो यार, सब्सक्राइब करो। Active citizens, women above 25 years of age who pay taxes of at least 3 days of labor wages were given the status of active citizens. They were entitled to vote. The remaining men and women were given the status of passive citizens. conditions they are not allowed to education or do not have access to good jobs and the small businesses. They work as a domestic labor, sell vegetables and fruit, laundress, seamstress. All were classified as citizens and do not have voting powers. Their wages are their wages are lower than Napoleonic prescribed. How was slavery abolition was? The abolition of slavery in the French society. First, they took up the Jacobins' regime in their social reform. Secondly, the National Assembly had a long meeting or debates and discuss for abolition slavery, and it was learning opposition from businessmen who dependent on the slave trade. Who became dependent on slave trade. बंद कर दिया पंखा. ये कौन सा कीड़ा आ गया इधर. उफ उफ उफ. वो वाला पंखा था. The third attempt to abolition of slavery was taken by the convention in 1794. It was legislated to free all slaves in the French overseas. However, it was a short-term measure, as after 10 years, slavery was reintroduced by Napoleon. Finally, slavery was abolished in French colonies in 1848. The plantation owners finally understood their freedom, as including the right to enslave African Negroes in pursuit of their economic interest. मैंने ऊपर वाला पंखा चला दिया ना. Priests and artisans of French society benefited from the revolutions. Or clergy nobles were from relinquished power. It is obvious that who had to forge power or privileges would have been disappointed and और कुछ तो था. Wait. First and second, the people of first and second state were disappointed a lot. The legacy of the French Revolution for the people of during the 19th and 20th centuries. The ideas of liberty and democratic rights are the most important legacies of the French Revolution. These spread from France to the rest of the Europe during the 19th century, where feudal systems were abolished. Colonized people G ओए के आगे ओए के आगे ओए के आगे The ideas of liberty and democratic rights are the most important legacies of the French Revolution. The idea of liberty and democratic rights were the most important. नहीं कर रही और नहीं करूँगी. the right to freedom, the right to मेरी मर्जी, मेरी मर्जी, नो सॉरी, नो प्लीज़, मुझे माफ़ कर दीजिए। सब्सक्राइब कर लो। The right to equality, the right to freedom from exploitation, the right to a constitution remedy, the right to freedom of speech, right to freedom. मैं ऐसे करूँगी, मैं ऐसी ही हूँ, मुझे क्षमा कर दीजिए। आपको अभी मैंने आईडी दी, आप वहाँ पे जाके बात कर सकते हैं। अभी जस्ट दी, बोले तो दोबारा दे दूँ। Yes, I agree with the view that the message of universal right was beset with contradiction because the men of the French societies, जय श्री राम का जय श्री राम, because French constitution did not give any right to women in fast initially that women were ignored completely. नहीं, उससे करनी, उससे करो हाई। अगर मैं इस टाइम पे होती ना फ्रेंच रेवोल्यूशन के टाइम पे, तो मैं इसकी लुइस 16 की ना खोपड़ी फाड़ देती। ये फ्रेंच रेवोल्यूशन ना मेरे हिसाब से चलता। Napoleon Bonaparte crowned himself as the Emperor of France. He started conquering neighboring countries by waging wars against them. He saw himself as a modernizer of Europe, introduced many laws such as protection of private property, uniform system of weights, and measure provided by the decimal system. Of his measures carried the revolutionary ideas of liberty and modern laws. The other parts of Europe, this had a positive impact on the people, and after he was dethroned as an emperor when he was finally defeated in the Battle of Waterloo. अब एप्लीकेशन थोड़ी लिखी जाएगी ना बार बार, तो अब तो करोगे ही नहीं, आपको मौका नहीं मिलेगा क्योंकि आज लास्ट डेट थी। सुनी रही थी परसों तक, अब नहीं। परसों तक सुन रही थी, परसों, अब नहीं सुनूंगी। लव यू गाइस। सब्सक्राइब कर लो। गलती 7-8 एप्लीकेशन फाड़िए गलती से। हाँ तो मैं छोड़ रही हूँ ना, मुझे माफ़ कर दीजिए, मैं आपको माफ़ नहीं कर रही। नहीं, मैं अच्छी बहुत हूँ, लेकिन मैं माफ़ नहीं करूँगी ना, मैं बात करूँगी। Napoleon Bonaparte crowned himself as the Emperor of France. He started conquering neighboring countries. और क्या था, हे भगवान, क्या था दिमाग में तो ये चल रहा है। नेबरिंग कंट्रीज by waging war against them. He saw himself as the modernizer of Europe. और सब्सक्राइब कर लो गाइस, ये बीच में नहीं। He made laws. He introduced many laws such as protection of private property, uniform system of weights, or Measure provided by the decimal system. Many of his measures carried the revolutionary ideas of liberty and modern laws the, to the other people of Europe. This had a positive impact on the people after he dethroned uh, when he was finally defeated in the Battle of Waterloo. हो गई मैं तेरी दीवानी बंदी बता दो प्लीज सबके सामने और मेरी दीवाना है ठीक है भाई तुम मुझे शर्त लगा लो कि वो आर तुमको कभी नहीं भूलने वाला थैंक यू थैंक यू fine guys. Jacobin was one of the most successful club in the French club, which got its name by a farmer St. Jacobs in Paris. The Jacobin became most important rallying point for people wish to discuss follow the member उनके काम में बिलोंग करते हैं ठीक है नाम लेके थैंक यू बोल नाम लेके हाँ बहुत सारे भाईज हैं नाम लेके बोल और सब्सक्राइब कर लो गाइज हेलो गाइस लव यू गाइस थैंक यू गाइस 5K करा दो होने वाले ना 5K भी हाँ 5K करा दो जी गाइस हाय रोजी नोज 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 होता है यहाँ पे देखो मुझे देखो फिर और सब्सक्राइब कर लो थैंक यू Schooling were made compulsory for all girls. Their father could no longer force them to get married against their will. If they do that, so they were punished. And marriage was made into a contrast to freely, and it was registered by a civil law, or when civil law or divorce was made legal and can apply both by men and women. और सब्सक्राइब कर लो गाइस जल्दी से जाके सब्सक्राइब कर लो जाओ गाइस सब्सक्राइब कर लो सब्सक्राइब और कुछ तो कह रही थी मैं ठीक है एंड हाँ वुमेन could train for गाइस ये कॉन्सेप्ट है हिस्ट्री का फ्रेंच रेवोल्यूशन और वुमेन could train for job and can run their small businesses. The new political system of constitutional monarchy in France worked because of the following manner. वो सब्सक्राइब करो गाइस. इन्फ्लुएंसर बनने वाला अच्छा, इन्फ्लुएंसर बनने वाला अच्छा. The constitutional monarchy of 1791 give the गाइस, उसमें मुझे भी मतलब नहीं है, वो मुझे मतलब रखना पड़ रहा है. The Constitution of 1791 had given the power to make laws to the National Assembly that was indirectly elected by a member of electors voted by the citizens who had chosen the assembly. The right to vote was given to men above 25 years of age who pay taxes of at least 3 days of working wages. Were given the status of artisan to qualify as an हाँ तो मेरा सब्सक्राइब कर लो गाइस. Louis XVI was considered a despotic ruler because he absolute power and ruled without the consent of his people. He heavily taxes on the people of third estates, while the clergy and nobility do not have to pay taxes. Enjoyed and paid not little or no taxes. Despite the financial crisis in France, he continued his extravagant कोलंबस नहीं आया इधर. कोलंबस नहीं है भाई. Extravagant spending on the royal court at Versailles and costly wars like the American Revolution. And when the people demanded reform, he resistances changed and tried to suppress their voices. Instead of addressing their need, he refused to share power with the States General, and his attempts to crush revolutionary movement clergy showed to his autocratic and oppressive rule. Twisted anger and nearly defeated revolution. तेरी दीवानी. सब्सक्राइब कर लो गाइस. Subscribe. My name is Vanshika, aka Saika. Vanshika. नहीं. अब पता मेरे को क्या बोलना पड़ेगा. My name is Saika, aka Vanshika. From Gujarat to Arunachal Pradesh, there is a time delay of 2 hours, but the watches show the same time. It is because the time along the standard meridian of India 82:30 passing through Mirzapur in Uttar Pradesh is taken as the standard time. हमारे पिछले से पिछली क्लास की थी, उस बात से कोई मतलब नहीं. बात मान लिया, बात पिछले से पिछली क्लास की थी जी गाइस. नहीं हाँ अभी इंस्टाग्राम पे कहाँ हूँ लाइव में, यहाँ पे ना. Sea trade could be established with countries of each other. Central location at the head of the Indian Ocean gave India help to India. They are easy to It's black beauty, नहीं brown beauty. What route of trade replaced the Silk Route? In ancient times, Silk Route was a mean of a trade, but it was not easy to travel from one region to another region. The modern mechanical road, railways, air route, sea voyage through cruise ship has made trade and travel very easier. Had replaced most ancient routes. The Suez Canal was opened in 1869. It has reduced The distance between India and Europe about 7,000 kilometers. Earlier, the sea route from Europe to India was by ship of Good Hope, which is the southern tip of Africa. This route was very long, thus, the Suez Canal, we can say that opening of Suez Canal has benefited India immensely. लाल परी कहाँ से याद आ रहा है तुमको यार? मेरे को दिमाग में बस एसएससी चल रही है. बस 9th का पहला एग्जाम और वो भी सीधा एसएससी का. और सब्सक्राइब कर लो गाइस. Modern farming. Yes, modern farming method require more inputs. Which are interested in subscribe guys. Most of the houses have electric connection. Electricity is used through natural gas in the fields. Electricity from all the system small business as part of electricity. Therefore, we wanted to increase the area under irrigation because water is very essential for farming. In India, the rainfall is unevenly distributed in the country, and if rainfall is less, the production will be low, and the farmer will be only to grow one crop in a season. Subscribe, you guys. There are no other major job opportunities. The farmer prefers use of modern agriculture in our region. There are two laborers, namely Meena or Manoj. Who were husband wives. During flood, they lost everything and shifted to a city where they worked as a construction laborer, and they get approximately 100 to 200 rupees per day, which they are paid in cash depending on the duration of work. And availability of irrigation facilities are also even. The farmer with a small land of 1 hectare, less capital to prepare his land, he used traditional seeds, animals, and no machines or manure to less laborers. He does irrigation manually and is helped by his family members to do work of harvesting. The medium and large farmers have their own saving from farming. In contrast, the small farmer have to borrow money from money lenders for the capital. They borrow from large farmers or the village supply varies input for cultivation. Or Savita got a loan from Tejpal at the rate of interest of 24% for a few months, and also had to work for Tejpal as a farm labor at the wages of ₹100 per day during the harvest season. The case would have been different if Savita took loan from a bank. The rate of interest would have been lesser than what was at Tejpal and also she would had been to pay complete attention to her own field during the time of harvest. जी guys. About 30 seconds of the there were many changes of irrigation and production methods for irrigation. Instead of canal tubewell are being used for water supply. Many electric pump replace other old systems instead of billows. New tractors are being used by farmers. Non-farmer activities taking place in your region. Make a short list. Dairy transportation, transit, general source, mining, fishing. The non-farming activities can be sorted in the village. Loan must be available for people at the lower interest rate so that they can start the non-farm production activity. Proper market should be set up for the produced goods can be sold. The connected authorities must set up better transportation between city and villages so that the produced good can be transported to cities or more money can be earned through non-farm activities. Practice of production. Every production is organized by combining land, labor, physical capital, and human capital, which are known as factories. Tool, machine, buildings can be used in production over many years and are called physical capital. What is a mixed capital? To grow more than one crop in a piece of land is known as multiple cropping. Hectare. What is the difference between crop and cropping? What are the consequences of increasing groundwater? Continuous use of groundwater for tube wells irrigation has reduced the water table below the ground level. Chemical fertilizers were added to provide minerals which dissolve the water and are immediately available to plants. These chemical fertilizers dissolved with groundwater can also kill bacteria and other microorganisms in the soil. The soil will be less fertile than more sad than area. Okay, bye guys. Good night guys. सो जाओ guys अब तुम लोग भी मैं जाती हूँ. Bye guys. Good night. Yes guys, I have Instagram और saika dance official with 289 के follower and 236 के follower. Bye. Good night.